Hi, Assalamualaikum and greeting to my fellow educators and viewers. Can you imagine a world where the speed of change is faster than our ability to process it? Scholars like Ziauddin Zadar call this as a post-normal time as a period of chaos, complexity and contradiction. In Malaysia, our Muslim youth are as the epicenter of this shift. They are not just facing peer pressure, but they are facing a digital onslaught of ideologies. Apostasy, or we call it as Riddah or Murtad, is often the tragedy end of a long, lonely journey of unanswered question. Today, I want to discuss how we as a Muslim educators must evolve to protect the Aqidah of the next generation. So, first challenge is the complexity in their generation. Everything is interconnected. As a political event in the West or a scientific discovery can immediately trigger a faith crisis in the classroom, especially the one who stay at the city. Youth see the world as grey, while we sometimes only offer black and white answer. Second, second challenge is the contradiction. Our students see a contradiction between the values taught in the Quran and the lived reality of the Ummah. When they see corruption or injustice among Muslims, they mistakenly blame the religion itself. The third challenge is chaos. The internet has flattened authority. A very 60-second clip from an atheist influencer can sometimes carry more weight for a teenager than our long Friday sermon. This as the post-truth reality we are fighting. With that, we as an educator must tackle by maybe these three ways that I would suggest to all. First is the intellectual empathy. We must stop treating question as frivolous. If a student asks why does God allow suffering, or how do we recognize evolution with Adam alayhi salam, we cannot respond with silence or anger. We must provide robust intellectual answers that bridge ugly revelation and ugly reason. For another example, when students ask about examples of evolutionary theory or liberal human rights issues that are going viral on the social media, especially, we can no longer answer don't ask that sinful. Instead, we need to bring them to see the perspective of Islamic history and philosophy of knowledge. Show them how Islamic scholars study science without ignoring the understanding of revelation. We need to give answer that satisfy reason, not just shut them up. So the second way is by emotional refuge. Research show that many people who leave Islam do so because of social or emotional trauma within the community. As educators, we must be murabbi, which is to nurtures. Our classroom must be safe spaces where a student feel love and value regardless of their level of practice. Connection must precede correction. We also need to be aware of religious trauma. For example, there are young people who have started to distance themselves from religion because they have been severely criticized just for the way they dress or for small mistake they have made. As educators, our role is like the Prophet ﷺ who approached the confused group with full mercy. We must not let them feel isolated by the mosque or school community so that they end up seeking peace outside of Islam, which supposedly accepts them more. So the third way is by digital dakwah literacy. We cannot ignore the digital realm. We need to teach our youth the information of literacy, how to verify sources or tabayun, and how to recognize bias algorithms that push anti-religious content. We must meet them on TikTok, IG, and YouTube with content that is high quality, relatable, and grounded. So, in a conclusion, the message that I want to deliver to you is deterring apostasy in the 21st century is not about building higher walls or thicker roofs, but it is about deepening the roots of the heart. We need to show our youth that Islam is the anchor in the storm of post-trauma times, not a wave that holds them back. To my fellow educators, your role is prophetic. You are the guardian of the next generation's soul. Let us listen more, judge less, and teach with the wisdom of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.